This is the story of a hit Pakistani drama Kabhi Mai Kabhi Tum, a beautiful story of a couple who are the complete opposite of each other, but what will happen when fate brings them together? The story starts with a girl named Sharjina who is very simple and straightforward in nature. She has her priorities clear. A dear daughter to her parents, she has two younger sisters. And being the eldest, she has always been the responsible one, being the topper in her class and simply being the best at everything. So when it comes to her marriage, she has a list to check off to find her ideal partner. So after saying no to a lot of proposals, she has finally said yes to one. It's Adil, a man with a well-settled career, and he is also the son of her father's friend. Adil seems to be perfect in every aspect from outside. He is everything that Sharjina wanted as her ideal partner. So, Sharjina and Adil are set to get married. And it's double happiness for her family as both Sharjina and her younger sister Yumna are getting married together on the same day. Preparations are going full on, but then something happens that makes Sharjina worry and overthink. It's Adil. He has changed. Suddenly, Adil's behavior has changed towards her. He is being rude and disrespectful towards her. And Sharjina is confused, wondering what went wrong. So she decides to find it herself. She messages him saying that she wants to talk to him. She meets Adil in a cafe. She thinks she is here to find out what's bothering him to make things clear, but Adil is not here to talk to her. Instead, he just breaks it out to her that he cannot marry her, very casually, almost like he knew it for a long time and had already made the decision long before. Sharjina is in shock. It is taking her time to process this because their wedding functions have already started and their wedding is just in a week. Before she can ask him anything else, Adil just tells her that he likes someone else and he is going to marry her, and then he just leaves, without caring a bit about Sharjina and her family. Sharjina gets out of the cafe to leave. She is still in shock and wondering about her family. Right then, Mustafa, Adil's younger brother, sees her. He notices that she is worried, so he goes to her and asks her. And Sharjina tells him that his brother has cancelled their wedding. Mustafa is also shocked. He also doesn't know anything about it. But he understands her situation and offers her a ride and drops her off at her house. Then he goes to his house and breaks out the news to his parents. They are also shocked. So when Adil comes home, his father asks him about it. And Adil tells them about Rubab, the girl he wants to marry. Rubab is actually his boss at his workplace. And when she got the news of his marriage, she expressed her feelings for him and Adil accepted it. Rubab is very rich and runs her dad's business in Pakistan. She loves Adil, that is why she wants to marry him. But for Adil, he has a lot more reasons to marry her. Her money, power, and the reputation that marrying her will bring to him. So he has made the decision. But his father is against it. He cannot ditch his friend's daughter at the last moment like that. So he tells Adil to either marry Sharjina or to cut all ties with them forever and get out of their house. Adil leaves the house. Meanwhile, Sharjina breaks the news to her parents with a lot of hesitance. She does not want them to get hurt or worry about anything. She keeps reassuring them that everything will be okay, but deep within, she herself is broken down. She herself is worrying about her family's reputation, of what will she do now. A big worry is that her sister Yumna's wedding is also happening the same day and everybody knows about it already. They are worried about their family's reputation in society. Meanwhile, feeling ashamed of what his son has done, Adil's father goes to Sharjina's house to talk to them. He expresses his guilt over what had happened. He apologizes for Adil's action. His wife and younger son, Mustafa, have also come with him. They are here to settle things down. But all that Sharjina is thinking about is how she can make things better for her family. She just wants to save her family's reputation and her sister's wedding. And she knows the only way is to get married on the same day anyhow. As she is thinking all this, she spots Mustafa outside of her room. She had met him before already, when he dropped her in the car the other day. And in that interaction, he had told her that he is a good friend and she can always count on him. So she takes her chance, goes to him and asks him straightforwardly if he will marry her. Mustafa is dumbfounded, but Sharjina is serious and she leaves the choice with him. So when it's time for Mustafa and his family to leave, Mustafa speaks up. He puts up a proposal for marrying Sharjina in front of everyone. He says that he can marry her if that's okay with her. While Sharjina says yes, her family is not quite sure of this proposal because Mustafa is far away from her ideal match. Mustafa is just the opposite of Sharjina. He fails at subjects, spends all day out with his friends, and has nothing to do with responsibility and a good career. But Sharjina makes everyone agree to it by saying that it's her decision and she is sure about it. And Mustafa's father agrees to it instantly in hope to repent for Adil's wrong actions. So now, even though half-heartedly and under unfavorable circumstances, Sharjina and Mustafa are getting married. After the wedding, Sharjina shifts to Mustafa's house, but she is not welcomed because Mustafa's mother is upset with her. She considers her the reason for what happened with Adil. She thinks it is because of her that Adil had to leave the house. But Sharjina understands her and she decides to not take it personally and just be a good daughter-in-law to her. Meanwhile, even though it was Sharjina's decision to marry Mustafa, deep within she feels lost in her life as to what lies ahead for her. And Mustafa also said yes to the marriage to help Sharjina, but he is also clueless of what lies ahead for him. Because the two just do not know each other and they're very opposite in nature. So for now, they decide to just stay in marriage for the sake of it. But as she starts to share her room with Mustafa, in just a few days, she is annoyed to see how Mustafa prefers to keep his room. It's always untidy, scattered, and undone. Meanwhile, Shajina is a clean freak. She cannot live in such a chaotic room. So she keeps cleaning the room, doing her best to keep it clean and tidy, while Mustafa just does not care about it and keeps scattering his things. Their bond is very new at this stage, full of funny banters, and they're slowly getting to know each other as they spend more days together. And Shajina also notices that because of Mustafa's casual and careless behavior, he is not treated very well at his home. And because he does not earn anything, it is very normal for everyone in his family to taunt him for it. But it does not affect him, he's used to it. But Shajina does not like it. She does not like seeing him getting disrespected like that. So she talks to Mustafa about it and encourages him to look for a job. But her words have no effect on him. He tells her straight away that he is not going to change for her or anyone and says that waking up at time and doing jobs is not for him. Shajina gives up on it, but she takes up a job when she gets a good job offer after her graduation results are out. This makes her parents upset because they think she has to work because Mustafa doesn't earn any money. They feel bad for their daughter. So one day, her father transfers some money into her bank account to help her financially. But Sharjina calls him and tells him that there is no need for money, they are good financially. But his father expresses his concern, saying that Mustafa doesn't earn anything. But then Sharjina lies to him and tells him that that's not true. She tells him that Mustafa takes care of all her needs and he gives her the money. And Mustafa, who is passing by, listens to this conversation and feels something within for the first time. It was the first time someone was talking good about him and cared about his self-respect. And seeing Sharjina lie to her father that he gives her the money, he feels bad about it. He feels bad for not taking care of her needs. So, later that evening, he comes back and hands her an envelope. There's money inside it. Sharjina is surprised because Mustafa didn't have a job. She asks him how he got the money. Mustafa tells her that there was a competition of building a game, so he built a game and won that competition. Sharjina is happy but surprised too. She didn't know he could code and build a game and that he was so good at it. But Mustafa is very casual about it. He knows he has the skills, but he has no interest in taking up a job and working like a slave. But Sharjina is very happy that he earned the money, and so the first thing they do is go to the supermarket and buy groceries for their house. Sharjina wants Mustafa's parents to know about his capabilities and be proud of him. But when she tells Mustafa's mother about him winning the game competition and earning the prize money, she just does not believe in it and rebuffs it straight away, saying, since when did Mustafa start earning? Mustafa does not like it, but he kind of knew about the reaction. So Sharjina says sorry to him for this, but Mustafa does not take it personally and he goes off to spend some time with his friends. Then one day, Mustafa takes Sharjina out on his bike and they spend a good time outside. They drink chai and enjoy the rain. And Sharjina thanks him for taking her out and for making her smile after so long. She tells him how life has been so heavy on her lately. She's talking about the shock that Adil's decision of cancelling the wedding brought into her life and the pressure it put on her because she was the eldest daughter in the family. And Mustafa also makes a confession. He tells her how he has always been the mischievous one, the bad one, and the good-for-nothing one in the family. Growing up, he always felt overlooked because his brother Adil was always doing well in studies and everything. Meanwhile, he was average. So to have his parents' attention, he started being the mischievous one. And he tells her that is why he turned out to be such a careless and irresponsible person. That is why he has no interest in doing anything good because he knows his parents will never see him for it. They just don't believe he can do anything good in life. But Sharjina believes in him. Even if Mustafa himself does not, she does. Slowly, as they spend more time together, they understand each other more and their bond develops into friendship. Then one night, it's just Sharjina at home. Everyone else has gone out for 3 days to attend a wedding and Mustafa is out with his friends playing games on the computer. It starts raining heavily and suddenly the lights go off. It's a power cut because of the weather. Sharjina is alone at home and there are sounds of wind and rattling of doors and windows. She starts to feel scared. She is scared that someone may have entered the house in the dark. She calls Mustafa on the phone but no response. And she calls again a number of times but he does not pick up her call. He is busy playing the game and his phone is on silent. Then, after some hours, Mustafa comes back. He is worried because of so many missed calls from Sharjina. He calls her but gets no response. Finally, he finds her sitting alone in a corner in the dark. She is upset and angry at him. She is really upset at him for being so careless and irresponsible with her. and she starts shouting at him in anger, saying that even if she dies one day, he still won't pick up her call because he just doesn't care about her, because he doesn't consider her his wife. He's just stuck in a marriage with her. And then crying, she pleads to him that now that they have been married, he can take the responsibility of it and mean it. She is not one of his friends, she is his wife, so he can treat her like that with care and responsibility. Guilty for making her feel so unseen and unimportant, Mustafa stands there still, listening to her and soaking it all in. At the end, Shajina hugs him, crying and sobbing, and Mustafa holds her with guilt inside but with more understanding towards her. From that day on, Mustafa becomes responsible towards her. He starts waking up on time and taking care of her needs. He also takes up a job in the gaming development company as a developer. It's a remote job, so he works from home while Shardina goes to the office for her work. Things are going well for now, and they have gone from complete strangers to two people who understand and care for each other. Meanwhile, Mustafa's brother Adil has gotten married to his boss Rubab and he has shifted to her house. He is enjoying the luxuries of his life, with so many servants, expensive cars, and travels. But of all, he is happy to be promoted to a higher position in the company. He cares the most about money and his reputation. But his father is feeling guilty for making him leave the house. He is missing him, and after months of worrying and overthinking, his body gives in and he finally collapses one day. Mustafa rushes him to the hospital. It's a heart attack. He is okay for now, but he needs surgery at the earliest for his well being. Mustafa has some money from his remote job, but it's not enough. So, Shajina tells him to sell her jewelry to arrange for money. He denies, saying that he will instead ask his friends for the money. But Shajina insists and he finally agrees. But they don't have to do that anymore because now his brother Adil is there and he has the money. The moment Adil got to know of his father's heart attack, he reached the hospital with his wife Rubab. Rubab is a very rich, possessive, and controlling woman. She is very powerful as she has connections with people in power and authority. But she distastes people of lower class and has no respect for people below her standard. So, be it shouting at her servants or not really liking Adil's family background, she is on it. But she doesn't let Adil know of it and accompanies him to the hospital. And the first thing they do is get his father shifted to a private and expensive hospital. Rubab is paying for all this, and she is doing all this to win Adil and his parents' hearts as she loves him. But their arrival creates an air of tension for Shajina as now she has to encounter her estranged ex Adil. But apart from that, now with better facilities and under the special care of a doctor, their father's surgery is successful and he's back at home. But Adil has also come back. He is going to stay in the house for some time unless his father gets better. Rubab does not like his decision, but she can't stop him. And she does not want to go and stay in that house with them. But she is concerned because of Shajina, because Shajina is Adil's ex and she can't let Adil live under the same roof as her. She is afraid of losing her relationship with him, so she also shifts with him. This makes Shajina a bit uncomfortable, but she chooses to just mind her own business and not get involved with Adil and Rubab much. But Adil is not able to digest the fact that a girl like Shajina married his brother Mustafa, who is the complete opposite of her. Plus, he is feeling bothered by seeing how well their bond is with each other, full of understanding, care, and funny banters, so he decides to ruin that. One day, as he sees Shajina sitting in the living room alone, he goes to her. He starts talking to her, saying that he's feeling bad for her, that she had to marry someone like Mustafa. Despite being so intelligent and smart, she ended up with such a good-for-nothing man, saying that she deserved better. Shajina is just listening to him. She is trying her best to not get involved with him, so she is keeping her silence. But Mustafa is also listening to him. He is standing behind the door. And he starts to think that Shajina is silent because she also believes in what Adil is saying. He starts to think that Shajina is unhappy with him. She is with him just because she is stuck in the marriage with him. She actually deserves better, that he is not worthy of her. Feeling upset, he goes to his room. But right then, Shajina finally breaks her silence and gives back to Adil. She tells him that she is actually thankful to him for cancelling the wedding because only then she could find true love in her life. It's because of him that she could find Mustafa and have him in her life. It's because of him that she is in a happy relationship with a man who respects her and cares about her. After saying all this, she also leaves. But this incident creates a misunderstanding between Shajina and Mustafa. He feels that Shajina is actually not happy with him and she deserves better, while Shajina actually loves him. And this misunderstanding starts to affect their relationship within a few days. Mustafa starts avoiding talking to her, only exchanging minimal talks. Shajina notices it, but she feels a bit confused about what has happened to him. Mustafa starts to feel that she also thinks of him as good for nothing like everyone else, and she is with him only because of the marriage. Slowly with time, this misunderstanding creates a distance between the two. Then one day, Mustafa's mother tells Shajina to make Chinese food for dinner because Rubab likes Chinese and all that Mustafa's mother cares about is taking care of Rubab and Adil because they are rich and they have the money. So Shajina prepares a full feast for dinner on her own. And when Rubab tastes the food, she really likes it. And as a token of appreciation, she gets up to give some money to Shajina. This makes Shajina feel insulted. She denies it, saying that it's her family and she has made food for her family. But Rubab still persists and asks her to keep the money. Sharjina looks at Mustafa for him to say something, but he's just looking at Rubab but doesn't say anything. Eventually, Sharjina gets up and leaves the table. She is more upset at the fact that Mustafa didn't say anything, that he didn't take a stand for her. So when he comes to the room, she questions him in anger, and Mustafa also gives back in the same tone. He is already consumed by the thoughts that she actually doesn't like him and feels stuck with him in the marriage because of her situation. And in the heat of the moment, he tells her to leave him and go to her parents' house if she can't live with him. This hurts Sharjina. She does not know why he's behaving this way to her, but she makes a decision, and the next day, she doesn't return from her office. She goes directly to her parents' house from the office. Her parents are happy to see her, but she doesn't tell them about what happened between her and Mustafa. In her absence, Mustafa misses her. He loves her, but the thought that she actually deserves better than him and she has to suffer because of him makes him doubt their relationship. He does not want to be a burden on her. But after some time, he finally calls her, but she doesn't pick up the call. So a few days later, when he receives his salary, he sends some money to her account. This makes Sharjina call him. She tells him that he doesn't have to do that. And after arguing for a while, she asks him if he could bring her laptop to her house. She needs it for work. Mustafa doesn't say yes right away, but he brings her the laptop. And it's just Sharjina at her home. Her parents and sister have gone to their relative's house to attend a function. So Mustafa and Sharjina end up having the hard conversation they had been avoiding for so long. Mustafa shares his thoughts about their marriage, that he thinks she deserves better and she is stuck in marriage with him. To this, Sharjina reveals to him that that's not true. In fact, she is grateful to whatever happened with her because only then she could meet him, the true love of her life. And she tells him that he is not only her husband but her best friend and her love. Mustafa realizes the misunderstanding he had been believing into for so long. So now, they both confess their love to each other and Sharjina goes back with him to their house. Now their relationship moves from just friendship to a loving and much stronger bond. Now they're happy with each other and they keep their distance from Rubab and Adil. And then one day, Mustafa gets an idea of building a new game. He proposes the idea to his senior in his company. And he tells Sharjina that if his idea gets accepted, it can change his career and it can really benefit them financially. Meanwhile, Rubab does not like Sharjina's attitude. She does not like the fact that she married Mustafa when Adil called off marriage with her. So one day, when Sharjina's sister Yumna comes to their house with her husband to invite them for a wedding happening in their family, Rubab takes this opportunity and insults them. She ends up saying things in a subtle way to belittle them. This makes Yumna and her husband feel insulted and they get up mid-conversation and leave. This really frustrates Sharjina. She's not going to let Rubab get away with this today. So she confronts her. She tells her to stay away from her family. But Rubab gets personal on this, saying that she was so desperate to get married that she ended up marrying the younger brother when Adil ditched her. So Sharjina also gives her back, saying that she's actually a very hollow person from within and she's nothing without her riches. This really frustrates Rubab, but before things can escalate, Mustafa comes home and intervenes, and this time he takes a stand for his wife. But this only makes things worse as Adil ends up slapping him. The arguments almost get physical, but their father comes in between and stops it. But this incident leaves Rubab feeling deeply insulted and humiliated. She cannot let go of the remarks Sharjina said about her. She is going to take her revenge. So she makes a plan, and after some days, she goes to Adil's mother and tells her that she wants to give them a car as a gift. She tries to say no, but Rubab insists. And then she asks her to keep some 35 lakhs rupees in cash safe with her, saying that once their car is delivered, she will take that money to pay for it. But that is not her plan. So as Adil's mother locks the money in a safe, Rubab takes it away stealthily without anyone knowing. After a few days, when everyone is home in the evening, Rubab asks her to give her the 35 lakhs cash as the car is about to be delivered and she would have to make the payment. But when Adil's mother goes in to get the money, she is shocked. There is no money. The envelope is missing. She panics. Rubab also acts angry and she demands that she is going to check everyone's room. In reality, this was her plan all along, to check Mustafa and Sharjina's room and put the blame of stealing money on them. And that is exactly what happens. When she goes to check their room, they find the 35 lakh cash hidden under their mattress. It's actually Rubab who hid the money there, but now she puts the blame on them. Sharjina stays silent. She knows that Rubab has done all this to take her revenge. But Mustafa is angry. He starts to rebel, saying that he didn't do it. But Rubab keeps blaming him, saying that he did it because he doesn't make enough money and he couldn't hold himself back when there was so much money in the house, insulting him. But Mustafa keeps proving his point that he didn't do it. Finally, Rubab starts to call for police. This panics Mustafa's father. He does not want police to come and take away Mustafa. He is helpless. So to save this from happening, he slaps Mustafa and tells him to accept his fault and say sorry to Rubab. Mustafa stops in his way. He does not say anything. More than the slap, what breaks him is that his father believes that he stole the money, so he makes the decision to leave the house. Sharjina and Mustafa both pack their stuff and they leave the house at night. Sharjina and Mustafa are helpless and clueless. There is nowhere for them to go. Plus, Mustafa is also upset with what happened at home. He tells Sharjina to go to her parents' house, but she refuses, saying that she will not leave him. She will stay with him. So they spend the night in a cheap hotel anyway. And the next day, with the help of his friend Ali, Mustafa finds an apartment on rent, but it's not in good condition. It's been unused for long, so it's all dusty and full of dirt, with broken taps and old windows and doors. Plus, it's not in a very good locality, but they are going to live in it. So they clean the space, buy the groceries and important stuff, and make the place more livable. Even in this hard time, their relationship only strengthens as they fully support each other and take care of each other. Slowly with time, they make the place more like home. Shajina buys plants for their balcony and they buy second-hand furniture for their home with whatever money they have. Things start to get better for them as Mustafa also sees potential for growth in his career as his idea of game gets approved. So now he's working on his project, putting in all the hard work and extra efforts. He's hopeful about it because now that is the only thing that can get them out of this house and locality. If this game gets successful, it will change his career and they will have more money. And at this moment, money is most important to him because he knows that all that happened with him was because he did not have enough money, because he was not as powerful as others. So he works hard in his company, putting his all into building the game called Hurricane. But even at this point, they're happy with each other. And finally, the day of the launch of the game comes. Mustafa's company is going to launch their new game Hurricane. He is very excited and happy. He sits to watch the launch live on his laptop with Sharjina. The game is launched and his teammate Joseph is presenting it. But when he is asked about the inspiration for the game, he takes the credit himself. There is no mention of Mustafa anywhere. Mustafa is betrayed. His senior Joseph takes all the credit and fires him when he threatens to expose him. Mustafa is now hopeless again. He is jobless and now he is worried about their future. How are they going to meet their ends? Rents, groceries and everything. But Sharjina has a job. She tells him to be easy on himself, saying that everything will be okay. But he cannot. Mustafa starts to hate everything about games. He does not want to do any work in the gaming industry in his career anymore. Now he is just looking for something that can pay him steady income every month. He does not want to do anything passionate. And in some time, he gets a small data entry job nearby. While all this is happening, Sharjina realizes that she is pregnant, but she does not tell Mustafa because of his situation. But after a few days, she breaks the news to him. She is happy about it, but Mustafa is not. He is more worried than happy. He is worried about their finances, how he will take care of a new child when he is unable to earn for two of them. He does not say it out loud, but Sharjina feels his worry. She tells him that everything will be okay. Something will come his way, but Mustafa still feels the heaviness. Days pass, but he remains worried about how he is going to take care of a new child with the small pay his data entry job is paying him. And Sharjina feels it as he never asks her about the baby or shows any excitement about it. He would have concern about her, but never about the baby. His behavior affects Sharjina a bit, but she does not do anything about it because she understands his situation. Then one day, Mustafa gets a call from an unknown number. It's Danish, a gamer and a businessman who is impressed by Mustafa's game Hurricane, and he wants Mustafa to work with him in his new startup. Initially, Mustafa thinks somebody is kidding with him, but when he meets Danish in person and he agrees to his demand of 2 lakh salary and 50% share in the profit, Mustafa is shocked. He was not expecting this. He says yes to it, but this time he's not letting it get on him. So he's not a lot happy about it. Because now he is scared of betrayals and uncertainties because of his past. So he starts to focus on the work. This time he only wants money. He will only be satisfied when he can see that he is making a lot of money. And somehow his drive and hunger for money leaves Sharjina also behind. Because now Mustafa's career requires a lot of work from him. He's always working day and night, always staying in the office till late at night. And Sharjina, who is pregnant, starts to feel alone. She is going to the doctor for her appointment alone. She is eating alone. And slowly, she starts to feel the void. She starts to feel the lack of support, and this affects her mood and health. Her doctor also tells her to stay happy for the baby's health, but she's unable to because now Mustafa just doesn't have time for her. He is busy working hard so he can provide a good life to the baby. He has good intentions, but because of his behavior, Sharjina starts to feel that he does not want the baby, that he is not happy about it. So distance grows between them. Now they almost live like strangers in the same house. No talking, no spending time together, nothing like before. Everything has changed because Mustafa has changed. Life changed him. But Sharjina suffers the most. She is pregnant. She needs extra care and attention, but she is alone. So she would often cry and feel helpless about her situation. Meanwhile, Mustafa is consumed by his own worry as the new game has less download after the launch. He is worried about it. He wants the sales to go up so they can make great money. He is just concerned about the money. He thinks once he has the money, everything will be better. He can provide a better life to Sharjina and their child. So he spends day and night in his office, working his best. And things start to change for them as an investor contacts them. He is impressed by their game and he wants to invest in their company. and soon they sign the deal. Mustafa has finally reached where he always wanted to be. He has a lot of money now, and he books a new beautiful apartment on rent for himself and Sharjina. He is happy. He is excited to tell Sharjina about it. He goes to their house with cake and flowers, but finds Sharjina on the floor unconscious. He runs her to the hospital. It's serious. She had fallen and the baby might be hurt. And after a while, her parents and sister also reach the hospital. The doctor comes out and tells them that Sharjina's condition is critical and she has lost the baby. They need to operate on her immediately to save her. Everyone, including Mustafa, is devastated with the news. Mustafa is sad. He finally starts to realize what he had done. He prays to God for Sharjina's life, and with everyone's wishes, Sharjina is okay now. Her operation is successful, but she has a hard time accepting that she has lost her baby, and she refuses to talk to Mustafa. She does not want to go back to their house with him. She is upset with him for leaving her alone during her pregnancy. She does not say anything to him and comes back to her parents' house with them. And Mustafa takes all the blame on himself. He considers himself the reason for losing the baby. He understands Sharjina's anger and disappointment in him. So when he goes to his new house, he feels empty from within. The money he thought was everything does not bring him any happiness. He has earned everything he wanted to, but lost what he had. He realizes his fault. He tries to call Sharjina, but she does not pick up his call. Then one day, Mustafa's mother calls him. He picks it up and realizes that his father is sick and is admitted in hospital. He rushes to them, and there he learns that his brother Adil cheated on their father and sold off his house for his own use. And his parents were now on the road with nowhere to go, so they had gone to his sister's-in-law's house to stay. So when his father gets well, he brings his parents to his new big apartment to live in. They can't believe it's Mustafa's house, but now they're guilty of their past actions for not believing in him and expelling him from the house. They ask him for forgiveness. They are feeling guilty for not believing in him and rather siding with Adil and Rubab. His father tells him that he never believed that he stole the money. He slapped him because he didn't have the money to bail him out if Rubab got him arrested. Mustafa understands them and lets go of all the grudges. Then they ask him about Sharjina. Mustafa tells them the truth, that he got so crazy for earning money that he lost his wife and baby. His parents feel his pain. They also feel responsible for his loss. So they go to Sharjina's house to ask for forgiveness. They talk to Sharjina, express their guilt and ask her to come back with them. But Sharjina does not want to go to Mustafa. She is still in her pain and grief. She politely denies their request. Mustafa's parents tell him about it and he starts to feel that he has lost her forever. Meanwhile, Adil is in jail. His wife Rubab got him jailed because she caught him cheating on her both professionally and personally. He engaged in some unethical practices in the company that harmed their business and was having an affair with Rubab's best friend Natasha, and so this was her revenge on him. But Mustafa's mother requests him to get Adil out of the jail if he can. She is upset at Adil, but being a mother, she cannot let him suffer in jail. So Mustafa does that. He takes his lawyer to the police and bails out his brother Adil. But before leaving, he makes it clear to him that he only did that for their mother, and it does not mean that they have forgiven him. In fact, they do not want to see his face again. After saying all this, he leaves in his car. Days pass, but Mustafa does not give up on Sharjina. He keeps calling her, and one day when he calls her, she picks it up. He asks her to meet him for one last time, and she agrees. So Mustafa and Sharjina meet. Sharjina tells him that he is no longer the person that she fell in love with. He has changed. He only cares about money now, and Mustafa agrees to her. He says that life has changed him, but he cannot help it. But Sharjina tells him that she can only get back with him if he becomes the same carefree and understanding and loving person as he once was. But Mustafa tells her the truth, that he cannot do it. He has also lost that Mustafa in his life, and even he cannot recognize himself in the mirror anymore. Sharjina ends this conversation saying that if that is the truth, then they must separate and take divorce for their well-being. Sad and helpless, they leave. But a few days later, Mustafa's friend Ali calls him to tell him that Sharjina called him to tell him that they are getting out of their old apartment. Mustafa goes there to take away his stuff too. But as he enters the apartment, he gets soaked in the old memories and starts crying silently. But then he realizes that someone else is there in the apartment too. It's Sharjina. It comes as a ray of hope to him. He goes to her. Sharjina is there, standing, and she is reading a torn-out diary page that Mustafa had written long ago, back when she was pregnant and the two did not talk much. Mustafa had written that the night before Sharjina had fallen and lost her baby. The letter was for Sharjina. In the letter, he confessed to her that he is also happy and excited for their baby, but he is more concerned for how his life is going to be once he is here with them, because he does not want his child to suffer because of lack of money. He does not want his child to be insulted ever because his father is a loser or he cannot make money. In the end, he wrote that he is working day and night just for her and their child because he loves them and he is waiting for the baby too. But after writing this, he had torn it out and thrown it away because he could not find the strength to give it to her because of the big distance they had between them. After reading this, Sharjina's misunderstanding about him gets cleared. She realizes that he had never changed. He is still the same loving and caring Mustafa. It's just the big misunderstanding that grew so big between them that they could not express themselves to each other ever. She talks to him and they express their love for each other. The letter reunites them. Shajina finds her Mustafa back and they get back together and live a happy life full of love and understanding.